What's going on, everybody? It's Tyler back again. As you can see, I'm driving my 2006 Toyota Avalon Daily. That is my previous video, so if you want to check that out after this video, go ahead. I'll leave a link in the description below. And let's get started with today's video topic. G37 Buyer's Guide. Anyway, let's begin. Alright, so the first things that we need to go over are what the trims and the differences of the G37. Alrighty, so you have your non-sport, your sport, your IPL, and your 20th anniversary edition. So keep in mind that some trims are on some years of these cars, so you have to pay attention to when you're buying it. Make sure the trim matches up and everything. Alright, so when you get a G37, when you start off with the base, you can actually have a navigation package, which is the tech package, which gives you the satellite navigation, also Bluetooth. If your car was from 2010 and up, you have wireless Bluetooth. And also on some packages with the tech package, in some years, you actually do have the ability to have adaptive cruise control, which is pretty cool in my opinion, but it was an expensive option at the time, and it's very rare to see some of these cars actually have the adaptive cruise control. So for the sport packages on the X and the XS all-wheel drive, you don't really get the limited slip differential because you're all-wheel drive with your transfer case and all that fun stuff, but you do get a different fascia. You do get better seats that do get adjustable bolstering from the seats as well as a thigh extension on both seats, which is pretty cool. So if you're a taller driver, it's better for your legs and all that. Plus, as 7-speed autos from the 2009 and ups, you do get paddle shifters as well on the sport package. Same magnesium paddle shifters, believe it or not. Same thing from the Nissan GTRs at the time. And also with the sport package, if you're rear wheel drive in auto or manual, you do get a limited slip differential that is known as a VLSD, a viscous limited slip differential. Alright, so we move on to IPLs and 20th anniversary editions. So both of these cars do have the option to get red stitching with black seats, or you can get as an option the Monaco red, I believe that's what it's called, seats. And with the IPL package, with the seats, you do get a unique body kit, as most of everybody tries to replicate in the VQ community. You do get a true dual exhaust from the factory and a different tune, whereas the IPL does make 348 horsepower to the crank compared to 332 to the crank on sport and base G37s. And with the IPL package, you do get 3 exclusive colors to the IPL from 2011 to 2015, including the convertible. That only comes in white. The coupe versions of the IPL come with the gray and the Malbec black. But the 20th anniversary edition does have the IPL like body kit, and you have the red seat option and all that stuff, but you do not have the true dual exhaust from the factory and a different tune, so it still only makes 332 horsepower from factory. Alright, so everybody asked me, is it worth it in 2023 to buy a G37? And simply, if you can find one that has proper maintenance history, I would definitely go for it, especially if it's in the lower range of the mileage, anything under 100,000. As today, these cars are almost 10-15 years old. They're starting to get creeping up over 100 to 150,000 mileage range. So if you want to find a low mileage G37, I suggest putting away at least $15,000 these days in order to find one that has a clean title and low miles that is stock as possible. Now, when you're looking for one, you're going to want to make sure that the gallery gasket has been done. Otherwise, you're going to set aside at least $2 to $3 grand for it. The years are affected are between 08 to 2013. Some people say 2014, but that whole year range is a little bit different. Scan it, just get a pre-purchase inspection. If it has any of those codes for the gallery gasket as P011, P0021 and P0524. You want to avoid that car as much as possible. And lastly, if you do all of these things and have your checklist down, you're going to have a great experience with these cars, to be honest with you. I can't think of another chassis other than a VQ chassis that has more potential, more aftermarket, more of a community, besides the Honda community that has, or the Corvette community that has a bigger following than these cars, to be honest with you. Make sure all the electronics are working in proper order. Make sure that all the bushings are in good alignment, is good. Make sure all the mechanical features are good. You know, just common sense stuff, to be honest with you. Otherwise, these are really good cars. They can go around 200,000 miles very easy with proper maintenance. And if you do get a nice, clean stock one, make sure that everything's all good. You want to make sure that you're not going to get scammed. So if you're going to buy something on Marketplace or Craigslist, make sure you meet up in the middle so you don't get scammed, because you don't want to trust anybody these days when it comes to selling cars and buying cars and all that stuff. Now, since you bought your G37 or your Q60 2014 or 2015, people ask, is it worth, in terms of dollar to horsepower ratio when it comes to mods? These cars with just intakes, test pipes, and a clean quality catback exhaust, you can make around 320 to 340 wheel horsepower on a good day on the dyno with a Ecutech or UpRev tune at a local dyno tuner, the one that actually specializes in VQs. But if you do plan on boosting the VHR, be prepared to have some money set aside, at least $10,000 to $15,000. This includes labor and shop costs and dyno tuning, as long as with the parts too, just because of all the work and all the headache that needs to go into these cars. But you can make some really big power unopened. You can make around 500 to 700 wheel horsepower without even opening up the block. There's a lot of potential, but in terms of dollar to horsepower ratio, man, it's a lot. But if you have that money lying around on top of the car, get a daily driver first and then go for it. But if you do like this video, share and let your friends know about this video, especially if they're getting into these cars. These cars are going down cheaper day by day. Some of these cleaner examples are starting to go back up in value just because there's not a lot of these cars anymore. Most of them are going to takeovers and clapping them out, making them have a bad reputation for these cars. But I do see a future in the next 5 to 10 years that these cars will be the new S chassis, whether it's the G35, 350Z, or the 370Z and the G37 platforms. The VQ platform in general is going to go up in value at least in 5-10 years. But if you do like the video, thanks for sticking it out, by the way, and like and subscribe. We're on the way to 1K subscribers by the end of the year, so let me know. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop a comment below. And if I missed something, just let me know. Thank you, guys.